If you have never seen Hunter x Hunter, this is the point where it stops on the anime. And you can watch it for free right now over at Tubi TV. Tubi. It's a free streaming service. Warning, there's violence and there's also messed up stuff in it. But quick summary. It's about a boy named Gon and about him and three of his friends. Gon is looking for his father, who is a deadbeat, named Jean, or Jean, I believe is how they say it. His father is a professional hunter, which is basically like a warrior class. They can hunt monsters, and they have all of these benefits for becoming a hunter. So Gon goes on a quest to become the best hunter to hunt down the most elusive prey out there, which is his father. He has a friend named Killua, friend named Kurapika, and a friend named Leario. Leario wants to be a lawyer. Or no, he wants to be a doctor, not a lawyer. Kurapika is on a mission to retrieve the eyes of his clan that was slaughtered. So he has to, he has gotten involved with some very shady characters to get this done. And so we haven't seen him for a while. Killua comes from a family of assassins. It's very, very toxic. And he just got done rescuing one of his family members from, the messed up plans of his family. He was aided by some like warrior butlers that work for his family, one of which who passed away. And they just finished a mission against these monsters that essentially were ants, but turned into monsters. And I won't give any more details for that. But this is technically the last episode of the anime. So we're going to read this, and then we're going to read into what happens after, because I'm kind of obsessive when I start to get into things. So now we're just, we're continuing the story. So he finally catches up with his dad. There's this whole political situation where people are, they're jockeying for position to see who's going to be the leader of the hunters. Jean, the main character's father, is on one of those leagues, and Gon just went through also meeting Jean's protege, and through a circumstance that was crazy, Gon got really traumatized, lost control of himself, and that protege was something happened to that protege, which was pretty crazy. All right, so that's the synopsis I can give you without spoiling too much. I encourage you to watch it. We're going to continue. Make sure we're rolling. All right. He's talking to his father after catching up with him. There are many things you'll need in order to go to the outside. This is what his father taught him. Oh, real quick, also, his father, this is vital. His father taught him that the earth, that he essentially is just looking for adventure after adventure, and he's never really satisfied, which is kind of why he's a deadbeat. And what he's seeking, what he found out is the earth is actually located in the ocean of a much larger world, and he has been searching for how to get to this outer world that exists outside of Earth, essentially. So he says there's many things you'll need in order to go to the outside. This is also very emotional because Gon has just been trying to have a talk with his father for like a bunch of episodes. So this is the talk after they catch up a little bit. A minimum of 4 things before you depart. You need permission, route, qualification, negotiation. We're moving over. I haven't even gotten one of those things, but I'm not in any kind of rush. I'm in the process of enjoying my journey. So if, Your path in the future is the same as mine. Enjoy your journey as much as you can. That's gone. He had climbed up to the top of this very tall tree, and these they were chirping, and now the mother has come to feed these giant birds. That's them, very tiny. Something more important than what you desire is likely to be rolling around over there. The heart that Gon will inherit. Hunter x Hunter, chapter 339, Silence. That is Kite, the protege that kind of helped Gon level up. He meets certain people to help him level up on the journey. That's Kite. Something super crazy happened to him that really traumatized Gon, and that is Jean's protege. And he had Jean's hunter license, so now he's finally giving Jean back his hunter license. And I'm sorry for mispronouncing the names, but so they're finally catching up, which is very well deserved. Like, this should have been happening. I'm not gonna spoil, but yeah, it's good that this is happening. That is his mother. She has received a card from Gon. Wrapping it up, also received some bread, which is always good. That is Moral. He has smoke powers. I can't remember this guy's name, but he had black hair and he aged through what he's seen very, very quickly. So it looks like all of the people are getting paid, it looks like. Moral's making calls. Bottle of champagne. That, I believe, is someone. Oh, there's the hunters have there's a league and there's a chairman, and the chairman, hey man, you need to go watch the show if you don't want spoilers. The chairman is no longer with us, and this was someone who was kind of against the chairman during this whole political thing. It looks like they gave him a bottle of champagne. Celebrations, that is the chairman. Rest in peace to the chairman. If you have not seen the show, hey man, I'm gonna put like a disclaimer or something, like disclaimer, go watch the show because you're about to get a bunch of spoilers. You get to see the room, the champagne. Gon is finally happy. These are the people that, this is gang, you know what I'm saying? These are the people that Kite introduced Gon to. These are also people who help with the boss fight. Knuckles, that is an octopus. Yes, that is a chameleon. That's Palm. She's a little unbalanced. Everybody's watching the sunset. That's Killua. Killua's sister / brother. That's Leario. And that is Kurapika, who has been getting his hands dirty on his quest. He's not picking up the phone. And he has collected, he's been collecting what he's been looking for. These are the butlers. Surprise! Oh, we thought he was somebody else. And now he's alone. Yep, I'm not going to explain any of this. You will have to go back and watch it. I'm not explaining it. So now, for those of you, now we're caught up. So now we can start this. Hunter x Hunter, chapter 340. Let's go. Everyone, big trouble. Emergency. Oh, Beans, you came at the perfect time. Have a seat. Yo, I definitely think they should give the black character more screen time. Her up there at the top. Cheeto's about to give a big announcement, apparently. You ain't gonna say you're quitting, right? 14th Chairman Sama? That's as likely as you cleaning that filthy mouth of yours. So rest assured, Monkey. Now, I don't know if I remember Monkey from the cartoon. Inferring from your manner, it seems quite urgent, Bean-san. Yes, please watch this. Voluminous resources, an overflowing food supply. In other words, a bountiful future. Sleep there, hoy. Who's this guy? Emperor Hakikuro of the Kakin Empire. 99% of all elementary schoolers would get that. Voluminous, overflowing, hey now. Could the place he's talking about be... And so, my great Kikan Empire will bear the burden of mankind's dreams. Sound effects. Shanjuyoyoyayan! That's what it says. I tried to read it. I hereby declare that we will advance into the Dark Continent. Hoy! Now this is the world that Jean told Gon existed outside of Earth, outside of the world we live in. I knew it. The Dark Continent, mankind's greatest taboo, the untouchable zone. What is this Dark Continent place? Are you for real? Just what do you know exactly? What sort of hunter are you? The world outside the world map. Different kinds of other humanities exist there. And that's where the Maju originally came from, or come from. Ancient documents and ruins chronicle how whenever mankind tries to enter that continent, they're met with catastrophe. The present-day 5 continents, V5, signed a non-aggression treaty with regards to it over 200 years ago. To be bound by superstitions that were spread by a certain large country in the past that was already in decline is nothing but nonsense, hoy. It is emerging country like us are what pull the modern world, the here and now. New doors. Are these guys saying they actually have a chance of pulling it off? Have they gotten so cocky from their economic growth that they think they can just ignore the treaty and act independently? The super old country that changed their name. Right? The time to open them has come, hoy. Was Kakin even affiliated with the treaty in the first place? It's the obligation of every country, isn't it? They may not be affiliated. Huh? Around 30 years ago, in what was called history's quiet revolution, the Kikan took advantage of the Shinrinkan incident to shift from an imperial socialist state to a parliamentary democracy. On that occasion, they removed the royal family's name from the country's name and restarted as a completely different country. If at that time they swept all treaties and secret agreements it had with other countries under the rug, yo, Hunter x Hunter is gonna analyze some stuff. Let me tell y'all, we gonna analyze it. That can't be. Even beyond the moral questions it raises, you couldn't even call them a target for sanctions for this. This certainly is troubling news. No, there's more. The really troubling thing comes next. Please watch. With us, taking full responsibility for the expedition team to the Dark Continent, we have successfully gained the support of the most absolute, most suitable people for the mission, hoy. I will introduce them, hoy. The chairman? There are reasons why this is troubling. What? Sound effects. A man whom is the chief of the world's preeminent specialist, and while maintaining stalwarts trained by a lifetime of battles, made it through his active duty. The legendary pro hunter Isaac Netoroshi. Moment of silence for Netero. All right, let's continue. That man's honorable son. Boom. That's my own sound effect. Wow, we got the X cut into his face. He kind of looked like him too. Beyond Netero Hoy. So his name is Beyond Netero. What kind of person is he? Chairman Netero had a son? But I heard he didn't have a single living relative. Investigate the authenticity. Oh, we should investigate the authenticity first. My father, whom I love and respect, would always tell me, the moment you stop taking on challenges is when your life is over. If you decipher myths and explore ruins, it is obvious that our ancient ancestors came here from that continent. I don't think we need to investigate this, do we? Before I set foot on our native ground, the many let's do it this way. He looks just like him. It's like the chairman is speaking right now. The many obstacles that stand in our way before I set foot on our native ground. Man, these text bubbles are all over the place. Will be cleared away by me. That's a big claim. But if he's the chairman's son, he's probably got the power to get that done. Age, gender, nationality, occupation, race. I don't care about a single one of them. By all means, everyone should have an equal chance. Wow, he's getting worldwide coverage. I won't deny any person who has the spirit of facing challenges in their hearts. Anyone who seeks a new world are our precious family. Everyone is shocked. There's certain to be a role for every individual. You just need the courage to take the step forward. Let's go! Sound effects. Wow. Gather to Kakin. Let's go to a new world. I'll definitely take you there. Shock and awe. Sound effect. Dokun. I like that they put the sound effects in there. And everyone is shaking. I can't blame them. Even I could see the image of the chairman giving a speech superimposed on him. Everyone, the truth is, the chairman left behind 2 DVDs. What? So the chairman knew in advance that this would happen? Yes. If someone appears publicly naming himself as my child, show this to all of the Zodiac 12, he said. Oh, he was very specific. Yo, salute to her. You can't see it, but she black in the enemy on the left. That's the yeah. I'm gonna just keep going. For real? Come on, let's see it. Are you an idiot? He said all of the Zodiac 12. 2 aren't here. Are you kidding me? It'll take years to find that idiot Gene, moron. They talking about Going Daddy. Partisan is also, they all have like traits of animals. Like as you see, some look like cows. There's a snake one. Partisan is, I think, a rat, and he's just a contrarian. He's super annoying. He's like super fake nice. He was trying to get the role of the chairman for quite some time just to be kind of annoying. And I'm glad we don't see him right now. But they're talking about him. I'm just giving the backstory. Partisan is sure to be in his office at this time. No. He's no longer the vice chairman anymore, right? Oh, that's right. We need to decide on a vice chairman. Was your important announcement about the vice chairman, Cheadle? Then leave it for later. Hearing this message takes priority, regardless of Paris. I don't think Gene will even pick up his phone. Quiet down, everyone. Well, yeah, Gene should be talking to his son. Let me make sure we're still rolling. Okay, we good. Gene shouldn't be picking up the phone. He need to talk to his kid. Now then, I will be making my announcement first, because I don't think it's unrelated to this case. In just 1 hour after the announcement, it's already gotten over 100 million plays on iTube and 100,000 lines going in full operation. Can't keep up with all the inquiries and applications for the migration to the new world. Isn't that kind of dangerous? Like, if they haven't charted it out, isn't that risky to just bring a whole bunch of people? I don't know. Like, this isn't like going to America, like finding America for the colonizers who colonized. Like, there could be dinosaurs. I don't know. All right, so now we're over there with Netero's son. It looks like. Let's turn back this way. Good. Keep accepting them non-stop. I've gotten word from the king that he's been officially notified by V5 to revoke the announcement and is requested to sign the treaty. He chilling. Oh, look, he cooling. I think that's gang over there in the corner. Let's see. That must be his squad over there on the left. Tell them to leave us alone. How many years have they been spouting bullshit? What do we need to do to go to the outside while stilly obeying V5 again? First, you would have to submit. Look at this guy. He looked like Paul McCartney. First, you would have to submit. No, not Paul McCartney. He looked like one of the Beatles. Not Paul McCartney. He looked like John Lennon a little bit. First, you would have to submit an application to the External Travel Permission Board directly managed by V5. But before that, in order to apply to the permission, well, let's get that. Let's run that back. But before that, in order to apply to the permission board, you would need to have the process for requesting an application filled by the Minister of Foreign Affairs of every V5 nation. For the Ministers of Foreign Affairs, you would be diverted to the Special Travel Department, or TOKU, but there would be restricted to 1 month of contracts. But there you would be restricted to 1 month of contracts, explanations, and the likes. For 5 countries, it's roughly half a year. So basically, they were going to bog them down in the. That's how I guess you make sure nobody gets to the continent. By the way, in order to meet the heads of the Tokus, you need letters of introduction from members of the country's national diet. And even if you do all that, there's no guarantee that the application will be approved. I said that approved. Furthermore, I don't care. My God, quit gapping on and on like there's no tomorrow. Got a little temper. You asked the question. I was just giving you the answer. Oh, was there a sound effect? Let's see. Nope, no sound effect. So he's a bit emotional. Netero's son. Even if the application passes, we'll just be waiting around for years to find out if we can participate in an investigation. And in that time, after spending a shitload of money, even if we're taken along for an investigation, we won't be able to act freely at all. It'd just be under surveillance doing a sightseeing tour, right? I'm going to places no one's been before, meeting people no one's met before, without being restrained by anyone, obtaining things no one's ever touched, and by my own choice flat out, licking the unexplored. I won't refuse anyone who comes, I won't chase anyone who leaves, but I'll crush anyone who gets in my way. Oh, that's gang. All right, let's look. We got John Lennon over here. We got what looks like a bunny with some sort of bubbles on his. I don't know what's going on with his hat and a lollipop. We got I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know what's going on with dude. He just looked like, I don't know. You got a girl with the hair and the kind of Kodak Black vibes. We got someone just looking straight out of a fighting game. Like they didn't even draw him that detail. Well, he's got details on his face, but he just looked like he ready to fire on someone. We got a doll looking like somebody had a dead silence going on. We got a robot. Looks like we got a bowl cut warrior, and we got some sort of tribal. I don't know what's going on with him. Some sort of tribal Clockwork Orange man, and oh, look who we got. That is the annoying dude who was running for head of the Hunters, and he has now switched teams. They were talking about him. They said Gene and him were missing. He is now switched over to, looks like, support Netero's son. Maybe to just get on his nerves. Who knows? Look at him. Periston and Jean have requested to withdraw from the Zodiac 12. Oh, wow. They're both out. And I have acknowledged them. Sound effects. Dun. Therefore, the 10 Zodiacs that are currently here. Therefore, the 10 Zodiacs that are currently here are all of the members. I feel that we fulfill the conditions for viewing the message. But what do you think? And one more thing. Actually, one is more important. I have received a special mission from V5 to hunt beyond Netero. The prey is dangerous. Will they hunt or be hunted? And then we're gonna go on hiatus. So we're gonna just get through certain episodes of this. I want to read more things on stream, but I wanted to get that done. Should we do another one? All right, let's read a little bit more. Welcome to the continent of darkness. The legend opens with a color center. Hunter Hunter 341 Calamity. So this is what he looks like, huh? Hunt the Taboo. We get to see them. Shout out to Yoshihiro Togashi. Beautiful artwork. They chilling. Because he's just been out there just tripping. That's cool artwork too, kind of mafia vibes. These are the characters. Gene, the annoying guy, Kilo's sister. Yeah, that's everybody. See, she's a sister. See, he was crazy strong. All right. The contract has been signed, hasn't it? Yes. The state of the world is tightly bound. Let us examine the world's voyage information management database. We are, of course, looking at the condition of countries, politics, and societies, the change in plants and animals' ecosystems, and natural climate changes, and calculating our voyage risk and natural conservation levels. Finally, presenting an index at which we can function with the least worry. That is our job. Looks like the eggheads. Above all else, you have been assigned here to administer the entire continent's toku. You are in charge of a tremendously important duty. Yes, I am fully aware. Look at that. Look at how they drew him. They put all the details. He looks like a severe person who knows secrets. What is the first article of business for the staff? We need to train them for the protocol. We need to train them for protocol in dealing with applicants for the voyage to the New World. Background investigations must be diverse and comprehensive, and we must adhere strictly to our regulations. We will be exerting maximum effort in order to maintain a level of safety. This effort shall fall under the duty of our staff, who shall then accompany anyone deemed compatible for the voyage. So, in other words, nobody will be able to go to the New World. It can't be helped. This situation has us by the throat. Indeed, this situation is the reason why we are under such a burden even now. Beep, beep. What do you mean Kakin, right? They just went ahead and did anything they felt like. Ignoring Toku's inspection, they put no limit on the number of participating applicants. The biggest problem now isn't sightseeing, it's business. The New World's gatekeeper particularly hates rude people. If, at the meeting for all the heads that we're holding next month, negotiations break down, stopping Kakin will be incredibly difficult. If that happens, what is our course of action? Pandora. We'll have no choice but to open it. Gene, I think, mentioned something about you don't want to open Pandora's box. Is that a metaphor for something? When I was young, I used to smile and laugh without a care in the world. Then I came here. Wow, look at that. They're all twisted up. Now, if you watch the series, there is a character who left people all twisted up after they got wishes granted. I'm trying not to spoil. They look just like that, I believe. I'm pretty sure. So I wonder if it's the same energy that is moving through that character. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? Wow, they got them all in test tubes and stuff. Sheesh. Wow. Oh, man, they're doing some crazy stuff. Now, look, that looks kind of like, on the left, that looks kind of like the person that got crushed up by the character I'm talking about. It would grant wishes, and if the wishes had a cost, depending on what the wish was. Man, that is messed up. Sheesh. What is all this? They are all humans. Well, they were. A strange book that we thought were simply wild delusions of a madman. The New World Traveler's Log, a record of travels published hundreds of years ago. At the time of its publication, it was put on the fantasy shelves, but today it has become factual documentation. Your first assignment is to read and memorize every last word of this book. It's a copy, so feel free to make notes in it. What is this? Our compensation for humankind stepping foot into the New World and our current progress. Go. Huh? You saw all those people that were twisted up like braided rope, right? That book describes the humans that set foot into the New World and how they met their demise while being twisted into said ropes. The thing is, all of these corpses here were found in this world. Huh? What about the victims from the historical voyage into the New World? We have obtained none of them, and that's what is troubling us. From our allies and even the people we are close with, they spout nothing but theories about the mafia. Now look, they said they didn't collect them from the New World, so I wonder if they got this. Like, this is what this character did. I'm about to spoil. So if you don't want it spoiled, you need to go watch Hunter x Hunter. I'm going to speak freely from now on. Killua's sister, which crunched people up like this, from what I remember. I'm not sure if the leader of the Chimera Ants did it as well, but I'm pretty sure Killua's sister crunched up two of her babysitters this way. Anyway. Countless eyewitness testimony has been dismissed. Suddenly, before our eyes, one by one, they started twisting up. is what came from all their mouths. The witnesses were doctors, teachers, pastors, policemen from every walk of life. If every last one of them were drug addicts, it'd be easy for the world to dismiss their claims, but eventually we had no choice but to reach the conclusion that they were most likely sober. So yeah, I remember the cost of this character granting wishes is people would go if the wish was for something bad. Anyways, read that book cover to cover by next week and send me your report. Identify the risks of voyaging to the new world from your point of view. Slam. Fua! Huh? That is the lone survivor from the inside of this facility, though it is not a human. Wow. Wow. He does not require sustenance as a human does. He has survived entirely self-sufficiently for close to 50 years. 50. In other words, he's been afflicted with a virus that renders him immune to death. There's more information about this in the documents known as the Beyond Report. He is what's left of a hunter that once embarked into the new world. Simply put, on our challenge journey, we had unleashed upon us a calamity that wiped out all of humanity. I just noticed what was on the top left. Sheesh. Don't open Pandora's box. I guess that's why Gene said that. Maybe it's literally Pandora's box. They're trying to travel to the spirit realm, man. That's what it sounds like. That's not a good idea. This is not... Y'all ain't seen Insidious? Shoot. V5 was tested behind closed doors after entering a pact. These are the results of business. Wow. During the time of V5, while organizations were formed from political expectations, the original Scout Brigade was created behind closed doors and sent off into the new world. Shouldering the decision-making for the actions of the exploration was one single person, known as a specialist, my own son, Beyond. Oh, this is Netero writing. This is Netero. Without heeding, I'm going to try to make it sound like his voice. Without heeding my counsel, they took an unexplored route, and this is the result. Countless victims returned and a new calamity had occurred. My son wanted to go back and challenge it again, but until my death, I hereby prohibit it. And so further expansion into society's new continent is declared taboo. When I was young, I stepped foot into the new world only once. The strength that I wished for there did awaken, but it was somehow different. The strength I wanted required an opponent. In other words, it was strength that was realized in victory or defeat. This also explains why he wanted to fight certain characters so bad, possibly. But in the new world, there was only one battling against harsh, cruel nature where victory does not exist. The strength my son seeked might also be known as determination, an essential factor for the exploration of the new continent. You could say that those who were once hunters are of a far exceedingly more respectable class than me. And that is the message I'm trying to convey. I want someone to lead us to even more success in our exploration of the Dark Continent than my son. Huh? Risk will be required in order for us to achieve any kind of return. The degree of difficulty for this is an undisputed A. However, this is not an order. I can only make a request. What I desire is that our organization will be the ones to pioneer through this strange unknown and tackle these difficulties. This will be a high return venture, but surrounding that will be an incredibly great degree of risk. That is the dilemma that our organization must face now. This is like opening the door and leaping across the threshold into a haunted house. Although again, this is not an order. But just think of the forgotten dreams of the old men whose names are already among the dead. That is a guilt trip. Sheesh, that's a guilt trip. I repeat, this is not an order. I repeat, this is... Look at them. That's the guilt trip. An order. It's not that this is an order. An order. Is it? It is. Beans. Answer me truthfully. I might have read that backwards. Is it? It is an order. Beans. Answer me truthfully. Huh? Yes. Did the president have any other last requests? Well, not as far as I know. Shit. What god-awful timing for that damned old man to make an appearance. Right when it felt like we lost him. Since his hair was long, that had to be taken before the first one. What should we do? Wow, they're not mourning him the way I thought they would. Since it was an order, we don't have any choice. But the previous president said this is not an order, and other previous organization members haven't gotten involved in it. Yeah, so it looks like it's all on us. I've got a question. Going after the Dark Continent doesn't affect us in the least. But when that all happens, there's going to be opposition to Beyond's hunt, right? So what's our reason, Monkey? Why are you always so uncooperative? Guess you don't care that it would be great for everyone involved if things worked out with this. Before waking up, I also didn't like getting orders to grab onto the legs of my competition. If Kakin and the organization, are competing, it should be fair. Is that so? The president's son prepared for the challenge decades ago as well, right? Is there anyone here who thinks that way about the new world? As far as I know, I can only think of one person who's that much of an idiot. Jean. Of course. He's also been preparing for quite some time. But he's flaky. If Jean joins in, then I'll come along, even though I don't want to. But he already withdrew. Even if you told him, I don't think that he'd be up for it. It wasn't a matter of fairness. For Beyond, the starting line was just in a different place. Hunters are required, yes? Since we have no obvious contradictions to the president's orders, and I'm sure Sayu and Kanzai are in agreement, is that so? Contradict? Agreement? Is that a good thing? Before deciding that, don't you need to check and see if V5 is even right in all this? Even if you talk about contributing to humanity, in the end, you're still taking from the land and natural resources, right? That's something that shouldn't be decided by five countries alone. What? Does this conversation have anything to do with hunters? That's a difficult question, but whatever. Let's just decide on this already. Sorry, I haven't been listening at all. That's not something the first private organization should interfere in, is it? But we can choose what we move. We can choose what we move for and why. You're failing to see the importance in this. Are you going to put your political affiliations before the president's will? Bring. Can you two just settle down a bit? We still haven't even asked anything about hunting Cheadle. You see how they be drawing her? That is. It's likely that if acceptance was appealed for from the organization let me get that again. It's likely that if acceptance was appealed for from the organization by inciting riots, I think there'd be an official announcement, Snake. Yes? What? Oh no. He done walked up in the party. He's there. Yo, he said. Oh, man. Yo. That's ganging them. Well, that's not really gang for real. It's not showing gang yet. It's been quite some time, Beans. So you've got the Zodiacs with you now. Do you mind getting in touch with V5 for me? And tell them I've captured Beyond Netero. Dun-dun. So how about some give and take? humanity brought back from the dark continent the 5 great calamities. The protector of the mysterious ancient ruins, the unidentifiable spear, the weapon, Brion. And at the top it says, return is written with hope, risk is written with calamity. And I'll read the side in a minute. The desire of codependence, gas life forms, AI. AI? Wow, that sucks. The desire for codependence. Wow. Imagine how different life would be if you didn't feel like you needed to have certain people in your life coming up. That was crazy. The apparition of murderous contagion, the two-tailed snake Hellbell. Pleasure and life exchanging, human-feeding beast Papu. The taboo waiting ahead, is it return? Oops. Deceiver of hope, endless despair, suck slurp, he's eating his own arm. The immortal sickness, Zobai disease, and I bind and rebuke any of these things and cast them out in Jesus of Nazareth's name, just in case I'm saying the names of real spiritual beings. Or is it risk? So is it return or is it risk? This is no place for humanity to return. And hey, if you know who that is, salute to her, man. She is cool. She's cool. I wasn't sure about her at first. That's gang in them. Somebody needs to check on Karapika. All right, we'll read more next time.